Hello everyone, thank you for being part of our Growing Uptown workshop. I'm here today to show you how to use the grow bags and transplant seedlings into them. So step one, I have here a 2-gallon grow bag that will allow me to grow either onions or perhaps one lettuce or a few basil seedlings. I'll show you how that works. Step one, use a trowel or your hands really to scoop your potting soil or compost to your grow bag. You want to fill it all the way to the top, because once you start watering the grow bag as you advance with your growing process, the compost will start receding all the way down, so you want to fill it really all the way to the top. We're at the very least half an inch from the edge. So I'm almost done. A tip, if you have potting soil or compost and compost, you can do 2 layers of potting soil, 1 layer of compost, 2 layers of potting soil, 1 layer of compost until you fill it all the way to the top. And that's a trick for either a raised bed or a grow bag. You shake it. It just went down a good couple of inches, so I'm going to fill it all the way again, and that should do the trick. So now that this 2-gallon bag is full, I'm going to, you have different options here. I will use these to grow basil. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do 2 marks in here with my index finger, and I'm making sure that I am a good 1 inch plus away from the edge of the grow bag. And it's right here where I'm going to plant my basil. So I'm gonna grab my basil seedlings. This is how you're going to get them out of the container. You squeeze, you tilt the container a little bit, and then you squeeze the container itself, which is soft plastic. This is how my basil seedling will look like once it's out of the container. You can see here that the height of the seedling itself, where it sits, it's good 2 inches. So you can use your trowel or your hand to dig a hole that it's going to be 2.5 inches deep. So this seedling can sit in there, and then with your hands gently, you're gonna make sure that it sits perfectly. And now you're gonna mark with your finger another spot in there, and that's where the other basil seedling is gonna go. So again, you tilt your container 45 degrees, you squeeze the bottom of the container gently until the whole seedling is out. Do this very gently because these are baby plants. Do not pull the plant from the bottom of the stem or from the middle of the stem, because they're babies, they're really fragile, so you will kill them if you do that. Make sure you do it from the bottom. You want to get a grasp of the soil itself where the plant is in. So I am gonna now dig a hole in here. Be a little bit more careful because you don't want to disturb the one that it's already in there. And I'm gonna insert it and then gently cover it with my hands. And voila, you have your 2 basil plants. These will grow tall first. You can, as the growing season advances, and when they get like maybe 1 foot tall, you can start clipping them from the top. In other words, harvesting them. And And you can eat it, make pesto sauce, add it to salads or sandwiches, and that will allow the plant to, one, grow wider, so it creates a bush. That's what you want. You want to try to avoid two very tall, flimsy plants. You want to make them stronger, so you're going to have to start harvesting them from the top, and eat them and make the plant stronger that way. The other reason why you would want to do that is to make the plant live longer. You want to try to avoid the plant to flower, so it lasts until after Labor Day. And if it starts flowering, no big deal. You can eat those flowers, and you can also save the seeds from those flower pots for your next growing season. So that's ready, and I'm gonna put it to the side. Okay, so now what I just did with this 9-gallon or with this 7-gallon bag is I filled it with compost all the way to the top, 1 inch from the edge of the grow bag. That's what you want to do when you work with this, because as the growing season advances, when you water it, the compost or soil is going to go back down, and you always want to try to keep it all the way to the top. You can do, if you have potting soil and compost, you can do 2 layers of potting soil and 1 layer of compost, and again 2 layers of potting soil and 1 layer of compost until you fill it all the way to the top. That you can do either with your raised beds or with these grow bags or any pot container. That's ideally what you want to do to have all the proper nutrients for the plants to feed from. Okay, so what can you grow in this very large and very the height, as you can see, it's 1 foot tall, which is great. You can do many things with this grow bag. If you have a fireplace and your plants can get direct sunlight, and you have a trellis that you can insert in the grow bag, you can plant a cucumber plant, you can plant a tomato plant. However, if you do not, or if you do and you don't want to buy a trellis, and you're just gonna put this next to a window that gets a lot of sun but not direct sunlight, you have different options in terms of what you can grow in an apartment in New York, and what the space of this grow bag will allow you to grow. Have 4 axes, and that's gonna give me the marks that I need to know where am I gonna plant my seedling. So you can do several things with a 7-gallon bag. You can either plant 4 onion bulbs, 4 onion seedlings. You can plant 2 lettuces. You can do that, or you can do this, same thing, and to plant 2 lettuce seedlings in here. They will grow just like the lettuces you'll buy in the market. So you can imagine 2 lettuces growing either tall or round. They need a space, so 2 will be enough. Or you can plant 1 collard green or 1 cabbage, and that will go right in the middle. Cabbages and collard greens are big plants that grow tall for the collard green and wide. It's a big plant. Or the cabbage will grow wide and will pretty much need the entire grow bag. It will expand from here to the sides, and it needs the space. If you plant basil, you can plant 4 basils and do the same thing of what you can do with the onion. A diamond, and on each axis you plant 4 basil or 4 onions. Let's go for the onions. You're going to tilt your plant container, your seedling container 45 degrees. You squeeze. Here is my onion plant. I'm going to, you can see that it's around 2 inches tall. I'm gonna make a hole here that is a little bit deeper than 2 inches. Put my plant in there, gently cover it with soil so it holds and stands tall. And I'm gonna repeat the other 3 axes I have left. I'm gonna be gentle so not to disturb this one. Go back to my seedling container, tilt, squeeze. Insert, cover and tap. And don't make the soil compact, let it be fluffy, that's good. And that's it, my friends. Now you put it in the sun, under the sun, add water in the spring once a day, in the summertime twice a day. Never let the soil compost be hard and dry. Always keep it humid as it is when you have the compost or soil bag out of the bag. And that's it. Good luck with your growing season.